way back, right?
Yeah.
Like just generations, right?
Mhm.
So, and I was telling people, I was like, I went to prison and I never hung out with American blacks. You know what I'm saying? For a long time. It ended up being that some of my best friends were American blacks, right? You know what I'm saying? From down south, from the south, right? You know what I mean? And what I said was that, so I always hear the arguments about FBA, you know, continental Africans, they don't like us, we don't like them, right? You know, my family's Jamaican, I'm not with the lady, all that stuff, right? And I said, okay, let's say all of that is true, right? Let's say all that is true. My studies have shown that unless we collaborate with each other, that we can't have liberation. That unless you get, because you can't get the wealth, right? It's the thing that people understand. You can't get the wealth out of America, but you can go trade with Nigeria. You can go trade with Africa. You can go trade with Jamaica, right? You can intermingle with those people, right? And you can still be here in America, right? Because what happens is a lot of people associate with the other society and think that they're going to win on that. So they're like, yo, we're American. And I said, now people be like, I want reparations, right? So it's not my job to say you shouldn't, or that you shouldn't get it, right? I'm not even saying you should get it. I believe you should. But what I'm saying is, I have to look at my odds. Would I have a better odds of me organizing black people across the earth and us doing trade and business together, or hoping one day that they see the error of their ways and give us reparations?
Right.
I'm just asking, that's a choice you can make.
Right.
If you believe the other way, that's cool. If you be like, yo, you know what? I believe that it's better chance of me having reparations, that one day I can get reparations from the government than I can that organizing black people across the earth. Because what people don't really understand about black people across the earth, dark-skinned people, right? Now you're just saying just black. What is black? Black is the bull. We're really tribal people, right? You go to Africa, that's the problem. People are tribal. People don't even know what black is, right? We were taught that.
That's true.
The point is, though, is this. It's not until you understand that everywhere in the world, the darker skinned people are oppressed by the lighter skinned people. You can't, and if I'm wrong, name me and tell me in the comments. Can you name a place where the darker skinned people are oppressing the lighter skinned people?
You're right. Afro Mexico, Afro Fiji, Afro Colombia. I mean, no Afro South America. I mean, obviously the U.S.
There's no place.
Bro,
there's no
Haiti.
There's no place where, and I'm saying we're not even talking about benign. We're saying that there's no place that the black people have the majority. Say, you know what? We're going to oppress the lighter skinned people.
Nah.
I've watched countries in Africa. Right, so if you're going to sub-Saharan Africa, there's countries that are just trading off the Arab, just below Morocco, Algeria, right, coming down, right, and there's countries that are just mixing, that they have light skin, the Berbers, all that, right, and you'll still see the same thing. They're oppressing the dark skinned people. Sudan, same way. Everywhere you go to, the dark skinned people are oppressed by the lighter skinned people.
Crazy.
It doesn't even have to be black and white. It's just darker and lighter.
Yeah.
I didn't even I speak Spanish, and they'll be like, yo, mejor la raza, right? And so they're like, yo, we want you to marry somebody that is lighter skinned to make the skin lighter. That's how they bleached out all of Argentina. That's why you won't really find black people in Argentina. If you go to Venezuela, same thing, right? People, if you go to Colombia, right, you got Chocó, things like that, right? Where there's a lot of black people, they live over there. When you come into the main city, people are marrying to get lighter. People do not live to be like, people revels in the white skin.
They've been duped.
Well, I'm saying, but the thing about, so I tell people about marketing, right? I said the number one thing that, and some people like, yo, Clive, you know how to do marketing. I said, I know how to do business. So, but that's my first foray, because that's the first thing people think about is, how do I get leads? How do I get customers? So, I know how to get customers.
Mm-hmm.
When the thing about what I'd be like with marketing, I said, yo, marketing is a numbers game. There's a psychology. When you go to those big websites, when you go to billboards, with all that, they had people sitting in a room thinking about the colors that you're looking at. They have people thinking about the button. If you go on a website, they can use, there's a thing called Hotjar, right? Hotjar measures where people's activity is at on the website. So when you use your mouse around, they can see where you're clicking at through the mouse. They're reading your IP address. This is the marketing companies. This is not the government. Marketing is just psychology, my guy. Marketing is just psychology. What happens is the people who you say who are like, oh, we want lighter skin, da da da. They're just operating out of psychology that was given to them. They're not operating out of maliciousness. They're operating out of being somebody who is saying that, hey, I know how to this is what I've been taught, this is what I live, and that's the problem. Until you we talked about it the other day, until you become the man that sets the standards. Right? That's what the Europeans have done to us. They set our standards.
They set our standards, yep.
Until we say, but that takes you going back to setting your standards.
You gotta go back.
So that is the part where you have to go through. How do I set my standards? So anyways, that is what